Oh, great. Take
Embark
one.
Women interview number 2. Action.
Hi, I'm Aydan Erkin with Embark Women, where we believe we can go farther, faster together. Today I am here with Lara Eastburn. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. I'm Lara Eastburn, and I do Facebook and Instagram campaigns for smaller business.
How did you come about doing that?
Well, I was running my own small business for about 14 years, and it just advanced to the point, through time where it got to the point where you had to really start promoting yourself online, and social media was more and more important. And I'm just hardcore DIY, so I decided, I'm going to learn how to do this. And by just trial and error, I just really got in at the right time, at a point where you could still learn it easily, and started making ads for myself, started doing things on Facebook, Instagram, of course, and got really darn good at it. And so I saw what it did for my business. I could tell how incredibly important it was going to be. And I really felt like I started to develop my own approach to it that was not what people were preaching online. And I really felt there was a place for it, so I decided that this marketing stuff was what I wanted to do. And more than, my favorite thing about running my business was the marketing. And I liked it so much, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So I sold my business, and now it's what I do full time. I help people like me.
What was the business that you were running before?
I was one of the largest retailers and manufacturers of adult-sized hula hoops. So, Cirque du Soleil stuff. The ones you dance with, they're very big and weighted and heavy for beginners. And then there's lots of different kinds. The ones that light up, the ones that you light on fire. That's what I did. So I taught hooping and created hoops and helped the industry in its youth a little bit, I like to think. But yeah, it was, and I got so good at selling, admittedly an odd item. I was like, you know what? If I can sell $100 hula hoops, I can sell anything.
So did you, you told me that you have someone in your family that was a sales background or something. How did they influence your life, and who was it?
That was my grandfather. My grandfather, Lee Burns, he was a preacher and a salesman. He was definitely a lifelong salesman. Started at Sears or Roebuck, you know what I mean? Selling washers and dryers, and then also started visiting churches. And the way he explained it to me was that he didn't see the difference, right? When he was preaching, he was selling hope. And then he eventually became an independent insurance salesman. That's his whole life, and he just lived and breathed it. And during the time that I lived with him, at his knee, I guess, I just really learned my way around his brand of sales, which was to just tell the truth, ask for help, and tell the truth, and you can't lose.
Did you always know you wanted to do something in marketing, or I know you told me that you did multiple businesses before that. Did you ever know that you were going to end up doing what you do now?
Nope. Every one of my businesses has been a complete happy accident. So I never meant to make them, they just sort of happened. I just get really passionate about things, and it's all or nothing with me, so I'm all good. But no. I love words, so anything that has to do with words, I can imagine it being edited or something like that. But my education is not in business at all. But I would still feel that the education that I got has been even more instrumental for me as a business person than the business degree might have been.
So with all your businesses, as you said, they're happy little accidents. I just quoted Bob Ross right there, sorry. Did you, have you taken any major risks with any of them?
Oh yeah. Yeah, starting a business is a total risk, right? Just period. It's madness. It's not for the faint of heart. Gosh, and I don't know why I keep doing it, but it's I'm just called to do it. Right? I don't know anything else. So starting a business is a total risk, and then every time you make a change, every time you try something different, it all feels risky. It all feels like life or death, right? Because the success of your business is whether or not you pay your mortgage, whether or not your kids eat. The stakes are real and they're high. So it all feels like a risk. But yeah, with the hula hooping business, we took off on a bus, renovated it, and lived on it with a like 2-year-old and Labrador for a year, just going around doing product research. So yeah, that was a massive risk, I think.
At Embark Women, we love the topic of failures and failing, and we have this thing called like favorite failures. Do you have any of your favorite failures that you'd like to talk about?
Oh wow. I spent so much time trying to forget them. Let's see. Favorite failures. Oh goodness. They're so hard. They're so painful. You know, I once thought I was going to, actually I did. I started this business. It was called Socratic Coach, and I was going to, I'm like obsessed with Socrates, right? And I decided that therapy for adolescents was totally get it wrong, and that the way to go about this was like sort of the Socratic approach. So I was going to do like this kind of like counseling for teens that was totally based on Socrates. Great name though, right?
Yes.
Socratic Coach,
Yes.
such a great name. But yeah, I was out of my mind. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I had no training. I just really liked Socrates and thought this would be a great idea. But you know, you just, of course you're gonna fail, right? It's part of it. If you never take risks, if you never jump, if you never come up with these crazy ideas, you never succeed. And the success isn't as sweet. You know, you're like, oh yeah, nailed it this time.
If you could go back in time with all the information that you have right now, what would you do differently, or like what would you tell yourself?
I wouldn't have done it so alone. I did everything alone. I find I'm one of those like people that finds it so hard to ask for help, and I don't know why I did that, right? There's so many things where, so many places in my business where I reinvented the wheel that I didn't have to. I could have just asked somebody else. I was just, I do it on my own, with my bootstraps, and I was gonna, but so go back and, have mentors, ask for help, ask for somebody, especially in the places where things that I don't know in business, I would have asked for help. So that's what I try to help my clients with today, even, outside of Facebook ads, just like, look, man, you're not a one-woman show. You can't do this all by yourself. I mean, you can, but none of us get anywhere, none of us succeed by ourselves. Right? In the end, I didn't really start seeing success until I was ready to accept help and to reach out to other people and realize that all these people are helping me. Right? My kids, my husband, oh my God, the support is just off the charts. Your friends and the people that have no idea what you're talking about and want you to really shut up about Facebook ads already, they're all supportive, and they're all, I couldn't have done any of this without the people around me. And I wish I'd realized how important they were sooner. But, it's not too late. Yeah, I got this.
Can you explain a little bit about your ads, like your Facebook ads and Instagram ads, like how you go about doing them, or like?
I can try. Can I do it without boring you? Is the question. Well, let's just talk about the part that you actually see in your feeds, right? So I like to say that I make Facebook ads, but only the good ones, right? And I really feel that way about what I do, that I use my powers for good, because now the barrier to entry is so intense. It's like making full-fledged ad campaigns is really complicated on the back end, but the part that you see in your feed, right, everything starts there. It's actually the last part that I do of a campaign, but it's also the most fun, and this is where my linguistics and the words come in, because one of the things that I like to say is speak human with the internet. Like, that's how I take these lessons that my grandfather taught me about telling the truth and really bring that, absolutely tried and true, traditional, old school, retro, whatever you want to call it, bring that truth into this modern space, this incredibly fast-paced modern space. So when, my first job, when you're looking through the feed, this is how we use that platform, right? My first job is to get you to stop, right? My first job is to put something there, I call it feed disruption. So, get you to stop and look at it, and then when you do, when I have those eyes, I wanted to say something. I wanted to say something meaningful. None of us, at least the people that I work with, none of us make these businesses all lark. We're passionate about what we do. Really, it's important. And I think people need to feel that trust in online spaces, in digital spaces, because it's harder to communicate there. And it requires a lot of us as business owners and as marketers to put that, to put ourselves online, and I call it taking off the virtual business suit, and just being ourselves. It's difficult. It's a global space. There's nowhere to hide, and being real on that level is frightening. It's also totally necessary. So I like to consider myself a partner with them in that. It's hard to do.
Yeah. It sounds really difficult, but like you accomplish it and you get it done. And apparently
I
you're one of the best.
To do it. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good, but that's because I have that. It's because I have that lighthouse. I really, when it comes to making decisions for me, for my clients, for business, Facebook ads, that's a place where literally gimmicks abound. There's always, tricks, get around, work around. It's like, how do I trick the system? That's a road to nowhere real fast. And just follow the rules, and it makes us, and those rules make us more creative. Getting around them isn't.
I have one last question. Would you? What would you leave the women Embark Women with, like a piece of advice to leave them with, or motivation, or something that you go about your day with?
Well, I guess it would just be like, when you're starting a business, right? They're all crazy ideas. Or they feel that way in the beginning. And to just go all in. That's what changed it for me. I had lots of little, part-time things, start something on the side, or what we call, side gigs. But when you really feel passionate, you really feel like you've got the one, just go all in. And yeah, it's frightening, but grab your friend, and no, you're not alone. Just do it. I mean, the worst that can happen is you fail, and then you have that story to tell somebody like you in an interview one day.
Well, thank you so much, Laura, for joining me. I'm Aydan Erkin with Embark Women, where you can reach us at www.embarkwomen.org or on Facebook as Embark Women. And Laura, can you tell them where they can reach you?
Yes, I'm at Lara, Lara, LaraEastburn.com. And I pretty much live on Facebook, so start there.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.